This video, produced by Warren County Telecom, will discuss the ODNR radio channels, what they mean, and when to use them. Here are the talk groups we will discuss. As you can see, they are organized into 3 zones, WCA, B, and C, and within each zone, you have 16 channels, which hold 16 talk groups, some of them being used twice within the same zone. The first zone, WC-A, is a zone at the end of the zones in your radio and can be accessed by zoning back using your left navigation arrow one time from your normal beginning zone 1. Prime 1 and Prime 2 are your police primary talk groups. The police primaries are more so dividing the county between north and southern halves. So the police primary 1 includes all Warren County law units except for Deerfield Township Sheriffs, Mason, Hamilton Township, and Mainville PDs. On the other hand, you have Police Primary 2, which includes these 4 agencies: Deerfield Township Sheriff's Office, Mason PD, Hamilton Township PD, and Mainville PD. The next talk group is Inquiry. This is for all non-police agencies such as probation departments, the dog wardens, etc. It is also for all leads inquiries, record requests, or other requests that may come from law enforcement. Parks on Channel 4 is a local talk group for all ODNR officers only. This is your standard talk group. PF Link is a Police Fire Link talk group. This is a local talk group for all law or fire agencies in Wayne and Massey Townships, including ODNR, Waynesville PD, Harveysburg PD, Massey Township Fire Department, and Wayne Township Fire Department. Switching to Channel 6, Hailing is a county-wide law enforcement talk group that allows a unit to directly call another unit without going through dispatch. The next 2 talk groups are pretty self-explanatory. You have Franklin Police Primary, which is what the Franklin Dispatch Center uses, and the Lebanon Police Primary, which is what Lebanon Dispatch uses to dispatch for police officers. Next is Fire P. This is Warren County's fire primary that all agencies, except for Franklin and Lebanon, use. The next talk group, NIMS, stands for National Incident Management System. All radios on the Warren County trunked radio system have this talk group. It is for use on large-scale incidents or when the EOC is active. The next talk group, Hailing, has actually already been used in this zone. But as you can see, Channel 6 and 11 become mirror images of each other, and the rest of the talk groups within this zone have actually already been used. PF Link, which we already discussed on Channel 5, is also found on Channel 12. Skipping through the rest of these, you see that Parks has already been used on Channel 4, Inquiry has been used on Channel 3, and the 2 police primaries are also on your Channels 1 and 2. Moving on to Zone B, this is also at the end of the zones in your radio and can be accessed by pressing the left navigation arrow twice when starting from Zone 1. As you can see, Police Primary 1 and 2 start out this zone just like in Zone A. Sally is short for Sallyport and allows you to call the control room at the sheriff's office directly to request access into the Sallyport if you're transporting, say, a suspect or an inmate. The next 2 talk groups, Air 1 and 2, are short for AirMed 1 and AirMed 2. These are national interoperability channels for use when talking to air medical helicopters. AirMed 1 is the same as using ADI-TAC 2, and AirMed 2 is the same as using ADI-TAC 4. The next 5 talk groups we actually just mentioned. ADI Call is a national interoperability radio-to-radio calling channel. It is not on Warren County or Mark's trunked radio system, and the emergency button does not work on this channel. This acts more like a walkie-talkie where you are talking directly to another radio. The other 4 talk groups, ADI-TAC 1 through 4, are also national interoperability radio-to-radio channels. Directly after the ADI Call and TACs, you have the ADI Call repeater with the R and the ADI TACs with the R. These are also national interoperability calling channels on a statewide repeater. The difference between these and the call and TAC channels we just discussed are that these are not radio to radio and do not act in a direct or simplex fashion. Once again, though, the emergency button will not work on these channels, and they aren't actually on Warren County's trunked system. We end this zone the same way we started with Police Primary 1. Notice that this is Channel 1 and Channel 16, which means a full turn to the left or right on your radio's channel knob will quickly take you back to Police Primary. Moving on to Zone C, this is also at the end of the zones in your radio and can be accessed by pressing the left navigation arrow 3 times if starting from Zone 1. This starts out just like the other two zones with Police Primary 1 and 2, and then you move to the TAC channels 2 through 13. These are common talk groups between all law, fire, and EMS radios so that all public safety agencies can communicate with each other on incidents. In the past, fire would have their own TAC channels and law would have their own, making it hard for them to talk together on an incident. But that has changed, and all public safety radios should have these talk groups programmed into their portable radios. And finally, the last two channels on 15 and 16 are your primary 1 and 2 for police. This training video, provided by Warren County Telecom, is a quick overview of the radio channels within the ODNR radio. For further questions, please contact Telecom's help system by calling 513-695-HELP and choose option 5 for radio systems or option 3 for the trainer. You can also email us a question using the email address help@wcoh.net.